Alright, another response video to this, whatever he is, the skeptical heretic, which is a stupid name for this guy. Anyway, stupid title, Gloom Boom, Hey, is that candy? I don't know. See if the video has something to do with that title. I doubt it, though.
You know, a lot of people have said to me, I would really love Amendum to comment on one of these videos because he's kind of a smart guy. I bet you he would have something to say about this. Unfortunately, Amendum has commented on one of these videos.
Yeah, that's right. And you're like bleeding pussy all over the place, right? Because Amendum said, hey, you know what? You're going to make a video and start calling antinatalists self-obsessed and egotistical and selfish and imply all this crap. All right, then, yeah, I wouldn't be offended, asshole. And then you're going to make a lamest argument possible. I mean, not just a stupid argument, but an ultra lame argument. I mean, an argument that's been used by insane Christians forever. You know, the old, oh, but if you don't have the, if you kill the poor fetus, it could be Gandhi. I mean, it was just silly nonsense because, yeah, there's just as high odds that it's going to be the next serial killer or the next Saddam Hussein or the next Osama bin Laden or whatever other guy we got to go out in the world and kill for billions and trillions of dollars. So it's just a big pile of shit as an argument, and I pointed that out. But anyway, yeah, you could have gleaned out of that video the counter arguments, and you could have dealt with the counter arguments, but you didn't do that. Yeah, yeah, because you're a pussy.
And there's really not much to add to the entire fucking conversation. I could sit here...
Yeah, you lost. That's the only thing to add to it is that you have nothing, okay? You have no way of answering consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, and addiction. You got no answer for that. You have no answer for the paragraph I'm asking one of you fuckers to write explaining why any baby needs to be born. You have no argument for the fact that what would be my incentive to give a fuck whether people had kids or not, unless I cared about the welfare of those kids. Unless my concern was, it's like becoming a vegetarian. What, you think somebody becomes a vegetarian for some selfish reason? Because I selfishly wanted to hate meat? Even though I loved eating it, I wanted to hate it? I mean, you have to make some sense out of this crap you're going to fucking spill onto the fucking internet. Jeez, and if you're just going to be a pussy, alright, because somebody called you a shithead or a dumbass, you can't, oh, well, I'm just going to use that to escape any cause or reason why I have to answer him. Well, fuck you.
And say, yeah, no, you're fucking wrong, and play clips of his video and act like a douchebag. Or we can just dissect what Gary's really doing.
Ah, yeah,
so
well,
what is
you can try that, but you're going to fail again. So what? I can't find any of your little fuck. If I go through your videos, you want to make a little bet? I go through your fucking videos. I'm not going to find you using ad hominem attacks or some other kind of like calling somebody a dickwad or an asshole or an idiot or a moron. No, that's all you're doing is playing a game. That's all you're doing here is you're just bailing because you lost the fucking argument, so you want to make the subject Gary instead of antinatalism. Because you know there's a bunch of little Gary haters out there that'll give you a little round of applause.
Gary really doing? Well, he's basically saying, I'm a miserable prick. I've had a terrible life.
Yeah, that's nothing. It's not in the video, so you can't, you know, somebody goes to the trouble, plays every fucking word of your motherfucking cunt video, and responds to every single fucking goddamn point you make. And then, how do you respond? By mischaracterizing. You don't have the balls, okay? They ought to give you some sort of Nobel Prize for medicine. Because you've apparently been able to turn a dick into a cunt, okay, without surgery. You've done it by just being a motherfucking little weasel. I mean, you know, you're a medical marvel. Bravo the fuck oh.
And that must mean that all of your lives are terrible too. And if
yeah, so again, just another straw man. You're gonna so on top of the lies and bullshit you spilled in your other video, you're just gonna add more straw men on top of that, right? So yeah, so don't quote anybody. Don't be fair to the argument. Just cheat your way through because that works on YouTube because YouTube's just about hate.
you have kids, they might wind up like me, so you better not have kids. And if that's your argument, Gary, I fully agree.
Yeah, well,
You know,
well, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, no, I think it's, again, but the argument is, too, that I think I could statistically demonstrate to you, asshole, that the smarter you are, the higher your IQ in this world, the less likely you are to fill out a form saying, I'm deliriously happy. I think life is super cool, fantastic. You're not going to do all that fucking retarded balloon chasing bullshit talk. Alright, there is a liability to being intelligent on this fucking shithole of a planet. And that's just a fact. Asswipe.
life, and that must mean that all of your lives are terrible too. And if you have kids...
Yeah, this is just just complete crap. I mean, people can make the explanation to you 5 million different ways. Look, if I become a vegetarian, how do I benefit personally? I don't benefit personally, do I? No, I don't. Okay? And if I'm antinatalist, how do I benefit personally? I don't benefit personally. I can only have one incentive to fight for such a thing, and that is because I feel that the equation is decidedly negative. That it is essentially the blueprint for the next world war. You might accept that. I mean, could I ask you, how many people would have to die in a World War II, right? 50 million, let's say, died. How high would I have to put that number before you would raise your hand and say that's too many? We're just too stupid. We're too fucktarded. We can't do this right. We shouldn't do any more of it. How many? Yeah, you won't answer the question, weasel.
Might wind up like me, so you better not have kids. And if that's your argument, Gary...
Well, obviously it's not my argument. Obviously not a quote for any of my videos, right? No. My argument is I don't want to be the Elephant Man. I'm damn sure I don't want to be the Elephant Man. I'm damn sure I don't want to be some ignorant Muslim right now beating his wife in Tehran or someplace. I don't want to be that motherfucking piece of shit. Alright? And by embracing this system, that's where consciousness is going to live. That's where it's going to be. Alright? It's like if you cherish something, if you valued it, you wouldn't want it owned by a complete asshole. You wouldn't want the scuzziest, shittiest motherfucker on earth, to have possession of it. Yeah, and I don't want consciousness owned by assholes.
I fully agree. If people's kids are going to wind up like you, we shouldn't be having them, dickhead.
Yeah, well, bravo. Exactly my point. If they're going to be anything like you, right, then yes, nuke the fucking bug planet from fucking space, because you're a waste of space. You're an insult to fucking intelligence. You can't make an intelligent argument. And I demonstrated your argument was completely made out of ignorant, stupid, childish fallacies. Like somehow only good babies get born and bad babies never get born. And somehow if you're cleaning up a mess that doesn't need to exist, that somehow you're accomplishing something. No, you're not. Okay, the accomplishment is not... Look, if nuclear power plants did not create electricity, and you built one, and it creates no electricity, that would be called stupid. That would be retarded. That would be too moronic for fucking words. Why take the risk when you can accomplish nothing? The universe needs no babies. It needs not the comforting of the human existence. It doesn't solve any problem whatsoever. And it creates the opportunity for huge liabilities. And because somebody else is going to pay the freight for that, you fucker, okay, you couldn't give a rat's ass because you got a nice comfortable house and a nice comfortable car, and you live in a nice civilized country, and so everything's okay for you because you're not living in a cardboard box, and you don't got AIDS, and you don't got all this other shit, so you can just talk all high-minded about how wonderful and beautiful it all is. You're not a cow in a slaughterhouse. Fuck you. Your argument sucked. There you go. But whatever, all this pussy shit, your comment section's just full of a bunch of fucking pussies. They talk all kinds of shit all over the fucking internet. They're big bold talkers, big trash talkers. And what are they trash talking about? Oh, other people. Oh, that guy said duty. That guy called somebody a shithead. Right, but if the right person says those words, if the guy who agrees with them says those very same fucking words, these fucking hypocrites will eat it up. They'll love it. But that's all they are. They're fucking weasels and hypocrites. So bravo, you got a wonderful subscription section full of weasels and hypocrites, including this fucking idiot. Wise, dumb, fucking jackass monkey.
It's a quick video
But
response
yeah,
to,
it's not quick enough, so I'm going to jump ahead.
civilization changing. Scientific evidence with regards to systems, with regards to the idea of epistemological investigation, with regards to a whole ream.
All right, so now he's just going on about how there's all this scientific proof or evidence that somehow human beings have something to do besides, put food in their mouth and put their penises in vaginas. Like there's something else to do here besides these very basic activities. Yeah, more fallacy, friend. Why don't you describe explicitly your vision of the future and the average human lifestyle? Let's hear your vision of it.
Of information, and he just simply can't see it. Now, to me...
Well, I simply can't see it because you can't construct it. Why don't you point me to one science fiction movie that isn't built on a false premise? That doesn't have in it a preposterous plot flaw. Okay, just point me to it. Point to me a realistic description, example of the future that's at all pleasant. just show me one of those, please.
It's almost becoming religious. This antinatalism...
Yeah, the same old bullshit argument, right? So it's you're going to compare dogma to the logical statement that when you add up what we're accomplishing in the terms that we are basically born a need machine. Do you disagree with that? That we are born in a deprivated state and we spend the rest of our lives essentially attempting to fill our deprivation or to satisfy our deprivation. And that it is that deprivation that motivates us throughout our whole fucking life. And that what we need is rather arbitrary and silly. Some people need sushi, some people need potato chips, some people need a mansion and a yacht, some people just need a nice garden and a porch. I mean, what we need is different, but the fact that we're chasing is the same, and the fact that everything that we chase is pretty much just fucking bullshit. And so you might as well just paint a fucking cow's ass pink and chase a cow's ass. Now demonstrate to me where there's some flaw in that fucking statement. Prove to me that there's human psychology is doing more than just chasing bullshit. Point me to the human beings doing something that actually makes a fucking difference, besides the human beings that are basically curing problems that shouldn't exist. Point me to a human being that isn't doing something to fix the brokenness of our society, that's doing something constructive.
Skeptical heretic, and anyone else is watching this. This antinatalism is showing the symptoms of an almost dogmatic religious...
Yeah, almost dogmatic. You know, this accusation is so much what you're preaching. You're preaching a status quo, okay, default perception of life that was based on the bad science of there's a God who created the world. All right, now that was bad science. That was a wrong conclusion. There is no God. There's a DNA molecule, consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, and addiction. There isn't anything else to hear. All right, so you're going to argue about a dogma. I'm saying you're the one with the dogma, jackass. You have this presumption that life's accomplishing something, yet you haven't the capacity. This magnificent thing, it is so magnificent, and yet you can't describe to me in a few rational sentences exactly what the accomplishment is, besides satisfying needs that don't need to exist. Unravel the pure logic of that statement. Satisfying needs that don't need to exist. Demonstrate how that's wrong logic.
View of reality. It shares a great many things with regards to religion. Dogmatic...
Oh yeah, well, I'm not going to argue with you. Again, point to the dogma. Every bit of it's built out of logic. All right? The first step is recognizing that suffering is a bad. The second step is just recognizing that all our gratification basically comes from a contrived deprivation that was engineered by a fucking DNA molecule, not Einstein, a fucking molecule, to propel organisms to commit basically heinous crimes against each other, to get into a fake, false phony bullshit competition to be king of a mountain of bullshit, a mountain of nonsense. All right, and to walk around all puffy-chested saying, ain't I great because I won the stupid, pointless competition, as they look over the carnage that lay wasted on their stupid little mound of shit.
Objective truths with regards to the future of humanity.
Well, look, you want to keep running away from the truth by calling it objective and saying, oh, you can't be objective, it's impossible. So you're just saying evolution isn't a truth. It hasn't been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. You think there's some alternative theory that in some way creates a reasonable doubt that we did not evolve from a fluke of chemistry on an isolated little piece of one fucking galaxy under these special circumstances that created this thing, and that there was very high odds that it never would have acquired this intelligence or sentience or any of this other kind of crap, that it could have just stayed dinosaurs if a fucking meteor didn't crash into this fucking planet. Do you have arguments demonstrating how any of that premise information, those premise facts, are somehow flawed or unreasonable? And until you can demonstrate them to be flawed or unreasonable or unsubstantiated or are vulnerable to reasonable doubt, then you have no argument, because the logical conclusion they point to, the logical conclusion that atheism points to, is unintelligent design and a pointless and stupid existence.
Of life, an ultimate Ragnarok or revolution with regards to the end of times, a self-inflicted end of times, to be very...
Well, what's the difference? I mean, again, so you're saying that somebody would be irrational and stupid and obedient to some dogma if they rationally chose to gracefully exit their life when they found out they had terminal cancer and Alzheimer's disease. So if they found out that their life was going to mean absolutely nothing and have no value whatsoever, and they rationally acted on that understanding that they somehow have done something dogmatic as a religious drone serving some sort of book of bullshit. That's going to be your analogy. That's how you're going to describe that rational conduct. Yeah, right. Fuck you.
Frank with you. Now...
Oh, Frank, you know what? Being frank is really what that's all about. Because, yeah, you're not being frank with anybody. You're not talking any kind of truth here. All right? You're just preaching to a choir. Okay? A choir that is owned by this dogma, this Gaia bullshit dogma. Okay? This flag-waving humanism. All right? Humanism, when I was a kid, was a good word. But now it's got to be understood as a very bad word, because that's all you are. You're like little fucking assholes with your Nike shirts in the stands rooting for your little fucking home team. You're not making a rational argument, and you're not conducting yourself as an intelligent organism. You're just being a fucking baboon. You're not a wise monkey. You're a fucking babbling baboon.
It's to be laid again, and it hasn't been explained thoroughly. It hasn't been explained thoroughly, to be completely honest with you. And that is this. If life is so absolutely...
All right, wait for it. I mean, this is just going to be incredible. After all these videos that have been made, it's got to be, in at least my videos, it's got to be 15, 20 videos where I have countered this argument over and over and over again. And here this asshole is going to make it again.
Excruciatingly painful. Then why continue? Why campaign for the rest of us to die?
Yeah, now see how stupid... Now first there's this huge lie. I'm not campaigning for your death, asshole. I've explicitly said, party like it's 1999. Fornicate your fucking nuts off. Have a good, roaring good fucking time. Just don't do biological fucking experiments. Alright, it's just like if somebody's against nuclear power plants. That doesn't mean they're against energy. It doesn't mean they're saying, burn down the cities, kill all civilization. No, it just means they're saying, don't do something this fucking stupid. Alright, and having babies recklessly is fucking stupid. Until you can write me that fucking paragraph explaining what you're going to accomplish, alright, you got no business doing these biological experiments. Until you can show me why you should have license to play God, yeah, you shouldn't be doing it. Show me. Demonstrate it. If you're going to fucking goddamn do biological experiments, you should be able to explain why you have the authority to do that. Why your victims should be your victims. Why I should just stand by and let you make a victim. Why should I do that? This argument is no different than somebody being opposed to drunk drivers. Why the fuck would I be silent? Why the fuck would I blow my brains out or kill myself? That's not going to solve the fucking problem, is it, dumb fucking cunt monkey? And again, I'm not arguing because my life absolutely sucks. I'm arguing from the simple premise that I know for a fact I wouldn't take 100, I wouldn't take 1 million of my lives in exchange for one elephant man life. Well, okay, what would you experience? How many, what would I have to put on the scales? If I put on an even scale and I said you had to live the elephant man's life, 30 years of fucking drooling all over your goddamn self, and you die just because you wanted to lie down on a soft bed and actually sleep like a human being. Alright? And that's how you die. Alright? You'd live that life. Okay? Are you going to do that for an even exchange for your little stupid wise monkey existence? Your snotty-nosed little motherfucking prick? And you haven't even died yet. You haven't even lived this life yet, okay? You haven't gotten your pancreatic cancer yet, motherfucker. Alright? So you don't even know what you're in for in this life, let alone living that life. And if I know it for a fact that I wouldn't trade $1 billion for it, if I gave you the gift of a lottery ticket, okay, and the lottery ticket had $1 billion prize, but the other downside was, the other end of the downside was, is that yes, you had to live John Merrick's life. That was the lottery ticket, and I gave it to you. I wrote your name on it, okay, and you're stuck with it now. Okay, so you have a 1 in a million chance of winning $1 billion, and you have a 1 in a million chance of being John Merrick. Do you want that fucking ticket? I don't think you do.
Especially if I find life, in majority, a wonderful experience.
Yeah, well, so what? I can go ask a retard. I can go find somebody with a 50 IQ, okay, and ask him, and he's going to say, yo, I fun. You know, fun. I play with my weenie. Fun. I can do that, asshole. That's fucking irrelevant. Alright? Because you don't have ALS. You don't have pancreatic cancer, do you? You're not going to die on your 30th birthday, 3 years after having a baby. Are you? No. So you're just full of shit.
Understand, of course, that it is finite, as we all do, and perhaps this is somewhat of a sad finale with regards to I suppose, our conscious ability to project to the future and understand, I suppose, our own situation with regards to our mortality, etc.
Yeah, well, obviously you can't deal with it, and that's why you think you have to keep perpetuating the game, that somehow, oh no, me running in the wheel and the hamster wheel just isn't enough. I have to go try to seduce some more hamsters into the fucking wheel. Why? Why you got to keep that wheel spinning? Why? Why? Can't you answer that fucking question? If you have such a great answer, if you're so fucking goddamn sure that you can justify doing these biological experiments and creating these victims, if you're so fucking sure, why can't you articulate it? Why can't you explain to me exactly what making that wheel go round actually accomplishes? Oh, that's right, because you'd have to reveal that, oh yeah, you really believe in God. Because you think the unicorn wants it that way.
But the notion is that antinatalism on YouTube, especially under the banner of amendum, gloom, doom, boom, do not God, metamorph, these types of guys who are highly intelligent, I don't understand where this blinkered, refusing.
Well, hey, how is it blinkered and how is it refusing, okay? Again, who's come up with the counter-arguments? Where is your evidence of some other future? Where is your evidence that anything Metamorph has said is wrong? You're not countering any of his arguments. You're not unraveling any of the flawed logic. You're not demonstrating one fucking bit of it. You're not showing me one bruise on the motherfucking apple. You haven't won on a single solitary sentence of this conversation. Not on one sentence have you been right and I have been wrong, or metamorph been wrong, or derived energy been wrong. You can't point to one sentence of his that's wrong. Not one.
Of the possibilities that humanity can weave, create, and endeavour to create within its and our future.
Whatever that is, whatever that means. Oh, can we create a fantasy land to live in? Is there some possibility that we could create a matrix and then make it perfect and then we could all have great lives and great adventures, fine, maybe. We know it's not going to happen as a practical matter, though. Okay, realistically, that's like peace in the Middle East. Yeah, is it going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't, little monkey fucker. So yeah, it's just not going to happen. There's no point in holding out this thing like, well, we could find a 500-pound diamond. Well, there's not really any hope of that happening. I mean, there's no realistic prospect. So why are you holding out something that's just fallacy? Just something you're just making up. Some fairy tale ending. You're saying happily ever after is possible. If we just give it enough, 1 trillion years, we can do it. And what would we have accomplished? Would we really be doing something more than we're doing right the fuck now, which is get an itch, scratch an itch? Are we doing something else? Make a pie, eat a pie. You know, pet a vagina, fuck a vagina. I mean, there's just nothing going on here, asshole.
I think in many ways, as I say, it's close to a religion. It's becoming close to a religion.
Yeah, just a nice accusation to make, and you back it up with nothing. You haven't pointed to one piece of dogma. You haven't pointed to one piece of flatly contrary to the evidence fact that any of these arguments are based on. Point to one fact that premises metamorph's opinion, or one fact that premises derived energy's opinion that is inaccurate, that is wholly and convincingly argued against as being wrong, as being incorrect. Point out their irrationality or their illogic before you apply this kind of disgusting rhetoric. And it is disgusting, you cunt. Alright, you're going to call me religious? That to me is, I hear cunt. Okay, you say I'm religious, I hear you fucking cunt. That's what I hear, fucker. Alright, so fuck you. You're not a cunt, you're an asshole. You're a fucking baboon butt.
Where the individuals almost become zealot-like, where they have to almost campaign in a...
Yeah, well, that's exactly what you have to do to get anything done in this world, jackass. Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They were zealot and they campaigned. And were they wrong? No!
Sort of missionary way with regards to the fulfilling and the assimilation of their...
Oh, all right. So there's some. We're sitting here doing slick videos and propaganda, beauty in the universe, and we got like Carl saying a little pretty music and da 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 da. Yeah, we're doing all of that crap, right? Because we're the ones selling the lie. Wrong again, asshole. We're the ones making the argument, getting in the fucking trenches, taking on all fucking comers, and you're the fucking pussies who haven't made one fucking cogent response to a single goddamn thought experiment. You haven't answered one of them. You haven't countered a single counter argument to your complete bullshit, your lies, your mischaracterizations, and your straw men. Nothing. We get nothing back from you but this bullshit pointy little thing. You're being religious. Yeah, well, that's not a counter argument, douchebag.
Dogmatic worldview. It cannot be denied. And oodles and oodles of information.
Oodles and oodles. I mean, amazing. So you have oodles and oodles of information demonstrating something, and somehow you can't project any of those oodles into a video? You can't make a single video showing me an oodle? Not a single motherfucking ounce of oodle anywhere? Point me to one of these fucking oodles, because the only oodles I've seen are bullshit, goddamn conjecture, people making up bullshit, complete nonsense. Oh, we can change our genetic code. No, we can't.
And philosophical rebuttal, meshed and weaved with scientific discovery, logic, mathematics.
Oh, yeah, keep on just saying it, but not showing it, okay? It's all talk, no walk. So where is any of this oodles and oodles? Where is this proof? Where is any of that crap? All I hear is a bunch of assholes talking shit.
Sociology, anthropology have been placed at the fore for them to digest.
Well, again, where's that fore? I can't find the fore. You should have showed me where the fore is, where you put all this stuff, because I don't see any of it. All right? How about pointing me to some evidence of your human purpose? Consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, addiction. What else? And don't say something stupid like art or love. Please.
Muse, and hopefully regurgitate with an idea that ultimately they might be able to change their perspective, but no. They cast it aside.
Well, yeah, just like I cast aside Bugs Bunny theory and Donald Duck theory and Christianity and Mohammed and all the other nonsense that's out there. Astrology, there's a ton of crap I cast aside. That's right, because it doesn't have one tiny little oodle of credibility. It's nonsense. It's fairy tales. It's fantasies. It is dogma and bullshit. And that's all you're peddling.
And stick to the dogmatic, objective truths.
Well, again, if you think they're dogmatic, then state one of them and demonstrate how it's wrong. But don't state an inaccuracy. Quote somebody and then point out how they're wrong. Have the balls to fucking do that instead of being this fucking goddamn whatever. This baboon.
They claim their view of reality offers, and it does not. It does not. It's becoming extraordinarily tiresome, and quite frankly, quite sick.
Yeah, right. Extraordinarily tiresome because yes, everybody just won't agree with you about your theory when you present no evidence of your theory. You haven't argued it. You haven't provided anything. You're just saying, be like us and believe like us. Wear a Nike shirt. Be a pepper too. That's all you're doing. You're just, be a pepper too. You got to do better than that. A lot better than that.
See what the point of becoming almost religious about this topic of antinatalism.
Well, like I said, you're the one with the dogma. You're the one saying the default unintelligent DNA molecule that's built around it, this whole matrix of pointless consumption and competition, is somehow accomplishing something. So prove your theory. Demonstrate some facts that make unintelligent design somehow sound or think or be like intelligent design. Explain how that can be morphed into the other. Explain what are you going to do with this need problem? The unneeded need. Now, isn't the most expeditious and rational way to solve the problem of an unnecessary need is not to create the need? Yeah, I think so.
Does. It's a frightful event, absolutely frightful, and it should be stopped.
Well, yeah, why don't you burn us? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's so funny. I mean, that's laughable. You know, I mean, it is stopped because obviously all the fucking pink balloon chasing retards like yourself, all you fucking DNA Borgites, okay, you don't need an argument. That's why the world is a pile of shit. Nobody has to obey logic. Nobody has to be honest. Nobody has to have intellectual honesty. That's why we have corruption and crooked economic systems that are complete frauds and cheats. It's because you're all frauds and cheats. You don't care about anything real. You just care about your symbols. You just care about your icons. You care about your dogma. But you don't give a fuck about the truth.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to thank you for making the video because, yeah, it's just another pile of shit on top of a big pile of shit. And I guess all it does demonstrate is just how low you people will go. You just can't make an argument, so you're just going to keep trying to turn the argument into some sort of argument of personality or argument of, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, when when you're using an accusation to atheists and you call them religious, I mean, you got to know what that represents. So, and if that's all you got and that's all you have in this video, is there anything else in this video? Did you make one cogent argument in this video besides just pointing your finger at atheists and saying you're being religious? Did you do anything else? No. So it was a waste of time, fucker.